So we're going to be putting this into kind of a tree form, but I just want to remove a lot of the lower twiggy branches and clean it up so you can see the beautiful bark that it will eventually get. So let's get into it. So, a little bit of unforeseen stuff. I forgot I had to clean out all of the dead, rotted branches and all of this grass, which I'm still in the process of doing. But now we're going to just clean up these lower branches like that. So just going to cut it. Sorry about that. Right before the collar like that. And this is really just going to make the trunk and bark and stuff like that. It's going to just make it really be showcased in where it wasn't before. Because this is more of a shrub form, it takes more work to try to turn it into a tree. Even though it does grow to the proportions of a tree, it was not trained in its young growth to have only a few trunks. It's just been trained as a shrub, which has usually more than 3 trunks. And in this case, it has probably 10 or 15. So I'm just going to remove all of this little twiggy growth like that, and any little sprouts like that as well. Because they're not really going to help any of the design. And I'm not going to make it too much like a tree, because I still do like the privacy it provides. Myrtle's this is a very big plant. It has beautiful glossy leaves, and in the fall, its color is gorgeous. So my camera lady in the foot. She can move over here. She's a little complaintive because it's just so hot out, we can barely move. And that's why I'm only doing one video this week, because, as I said, I have a camp today. I took 2 days off, but the rest of the week I have a camp, so I won't really be here to do anything. And I just wanted to get this project done because I feel like it would be very rewarding. So we're going to move into the sun for just a quick minute or two while I'm pruning off these lower pieces. And really, it's not going to take much work to make this look really beautiful, because there is a lot of the stuff is just very small branches like that. And it's going to be really satisfying in the end to see how, like you can see, when it's younger it doesn't have the prettiest bark, but as it ages you can see some of these are already starting to turn. That juvenile bark peels off like that and turns into this beautiful, beautiful bark. And it's just so, it's really beautiful, that's all I can say. What else? So this one, I already said it, but I'm just going to say it again. This variety is Tonto. It gets beautiful pink crepe paper-like blooms right about now. As you can see, if you look up, you can see some of the blooms, but it's definitely not at its peak, because this will bloom all the way until the frost. And if there's one thing I could change about Crape Myrtle is its hardiness, because it's usually only hardy to zone 7, which is not that hardy, but so you will get winter dieback on it a little bit if you're in zone 7, and you would have to cut it back to the ground every year if you live any lower than that. But there is breeding efforts trying to make this a little more cold hardy. so we can probably move into the same shade now, which I know my camera lady will be happy about, because she doesn't like the heat. And you can see a lot of this stuff down here is just this twiggy stuff, which is dead already. So it's really easy just to pull off like that. And these little growths can also be pulled off. And I'm just trying to make sure the center of this is it's a little rotted. So that's why I want to make sure there's nothing like that there. But yeah, so they do sell it, as I've said. They sell crepe myrtles in tree forms, but they are definitely more expensive because it takes more time to get them to grow to that that shape. Because it requires a lot of maintenance, like pruning off the lower branches and stuff like that. They have relatively few pest problems. A lot of the ones that had Native American names, like this one, Tonto, there's Natchez, Tuscarora, there's a lot. Those ones, they are all bred to be more mildew resistant. Because they do suffer from mildew in some cases. I've never noticed it on mine, but again, this is one of the ones that's been bred to be more resistant to it. And Japanese beetles can be a problem. My camera lady can show you some damage.
Yeah, I saw one over here, so I'm going to show them what they look like. You may not know what they actually look like. So here's one right there. Oh, they're so disgusting. Then I'm going to need some grass here. I think I'm going to put there. It's right. Oh, there's a baby one. Show you. That little black thing. Not that, huh? There it is. So I'm gonna find that Japanese beetle again. Right there, okay? That little black thing right there, that's the baby. Now, is there another Japanese beetle over here?
They may check on the leaves.
Which leaves?
Any of them. The Japanese beetles have pretty much left. We already experienced their peak. But they can be a problem. I've heard in the south they deal with Japanese beetles on crepe myrtles. But not yet, at least here. So I'm just going to finish pruning off these lower branches, and I'm basically done. I just need to trim off some of this twiggy growth. And some of it doesn't really need to be trimmed. You can just do that. And you can really do this with any large shrub and train it into a tree form, because it just adds like an option of being able to plant below it. Instead of a shrub, it just takes up the ground. This one, like if you train it up to a tree, it allows like shady plants to be planted.
Yeah, and some lanternflies can, on your giant trees, they can eat them and they'll fall over. We'll show you what a lanternfly looks like later.
And there is still one, I think one, there may be a little bit more, but there's definitely at least one completely dead branch that I'm going to have to remove at a later date just because I don't have the best pruners with me right now. These are just good for small, low diameter branches. But that's pretty much it. As you can see, it looks really good. And thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.